Okay, welcome to this deep dive on the profile sanders. I want to first start by just saying that we have a core, which is part of the system, which has, of course, threaded inserts already in place for our 8mm threaded adapter. And you just screw it right in like that. And of course, that provides the connection. So here you can see I have some already put together, and I'm just going to put this on. Now, I want to be able to say that I use adhesive hook and loop on almost all of them. There are some drawbacks to adhesive hook and loop, and there are some advantages. I think the advantages outweigh the drawbacks. I'll first talk about the drawback, and that is that the glue on this adhesive hook, it will eventually start melting away, and so eventually it just won't stick. It'll seep through the edges. So if you're going to do a spiral run like this, you probably have to clean it off. You can unwind it and take it, put it back on. So you have the ability to take the adhesive hook roll and either loop it, or you can just take it and make a flat line like this. There's the reason why I like the loop in some cases, because I can do this. However, if I were to just take the mesh loop backed sandpaper, I would be able to mitigate some of that expansion of the joint just by wrapping it in a spiral like that. Okay, so now I've pretty much got, this is I believe 180 on here. Okay, so I've got this already on, and now I can take the 8mm threaded adapter like this, screw it in as well. It doesn't have to go all the way to the end, as you know. It doesn't really have to be there. So now I've got a round adhesive here, hook and loop, and now I can go around this curve, okay? And that's, of course, by hand. I can do it with the Grip 360s, a pair of those in line, but of course, this is more about the power tool system. So I want to assure you that yes, you can use blue tape or double-sided tape, and then just use your own sandpaper that you normally like. Now, on something that's a hard curve like this, I tend to want to use something like mesh sandpaper because it's more flexible, and that's kind of like the whole reasoning behind it, okay? So here you can see, for the show right now, just to show this, I'm in fixed position here, and I'm just going to plug this in. Really doesn't matter on this, because this one is always rotating, so you can just plug it into fixed position on that, because it's still going to rotate like that. And then now you can see that depending on how I want to hold it, the spherical bearing right here, and that's on a low speed of 3. I'll bump it up to 6 or max, and here you'll be able to see that I can, you can even see the sawdust coming out right there. So that holds it like that, and then of course here I can go in line like this, that, and then of course if I want, I can just apply the downward pressure here, and that's with the wheelbase. So that gives you an idea of, convex, concave, curved surface, and the profile sander as it stands just like that. And this could be done for spindles or really any surface that is on that. And it'll make sure that the notch is in the right spot. Okay. So, of course, you can see I have a whole array of stuff here, and that is because, needless to say, we always have plenty of profiles, different. So these are what you would normally get at some of the stores, and here's like the Wood River contour sanding pads. And they work fine. If you want to take your sandpaper, wrap it around, and do this and get in there, that is perfectly up to you. Now, I'm just trying to add power to it, but I'm also doing one more thing. Here, you get to hold it like this, and of course, you probably never get to use your phone security measures again, because you'll be rubbing off all of your fingerprints off that. So here we are making it manual, and here we are displacing that same thing. So here I have just, if I need to be in a manual mode, just like that, and here we have it, and it's the same thing, but I'm displacing it. Okay, so of course, and I can put it on the Tango 360 power tool as well. But as you can see, we have a numerous amount of choices here, because even in this, here you can see that I have no adhesive hook on it. This is just the core. This is the 5mm threaded adapter, and this one is the 8mm threaded adapter. Different sizes. There'll be more as they come out. But I can use the 5mm threaded adapter on this core, and this was just me 3D printing something like this, right? So I can just shove that in just like that, or I can put a threaded insert into it as well, and still be able to function. And I don't need to have exactly cut for everything, but there's an angle file right there, and I've got a 90 degree and a hard 30 as well. So if I needed to sand, say, into an edge like this, obviously I could get that done as well. So it's really just a question of its ability to adapt to what you need, and being able to create the things that you want. And so even if I were to take concave like this, I can still do concave like this and use adhesive hook and turn something that is like, this is a loop right here. There we have it. Now I'm on this, and I can easily, if I had to, I could even take another round of this one and still be able to go back and forth over convex or concave surface. And then of course, nobody ever says you can't invent your own stuff. That's a 5mm threaded adapter that I could screw right into that. Maybe I could probably eventually thread this 8mm into there and see if I could jam it in. It probably would work. And what's nice is, in this type of environment, is that I can get my torque from the Grip 360 on this, and probably get that in there, but I'm not going to force that right now, just like that. Maybe this one here, let's see. Yeah, it's still a bit big. Anyways, so whether or not you're using forms that are already bought or whatnot, oftentimes you end up making them on your own anyways. At least I do. So here we have a foam sanding block, and it's the same principle. I have a core that goes right through. I've actually put a bolt on this end right here. Automate a foam sanding block. So free rotation. And of course, if you need to apply pressure with it, you can do it like that. Or like this. And that's what the wheelbase is there for the damping handle. It is a releasably coupled one, so you just press that button here, slide it in like that, and of course you can apply pressure, or I can connect, of course, as you saw earlier. So whether or not you are having a lot of different profiles on one, or just a couple, or having an array of adhesive hook on one side or adhesive loop on one side, or whether it's blue tape, double-sided tape, your own sandpaper, hook and loop, back, mesh, you name it. It's about optimizing the profile sanders to what you need. So you can get it right out of the box, cut it to size to whatever you need, and then of course keep changing and manipulating it as we start bringing on more and more profile sanders. So I believe that should do it. I think there's plenty more probabilities that we can go through, and of course there's buffing pads and things like that. But I think it's just important to know that the profile sander that's in the box is already extremely capable. It's the whole reason that this system is out there and that we're bringing it as a kit is because it's creative. It's allowing you to use your creativity to address a problem in your workshop or at your house or at your job site or wherever. So thank you very much. Profile Sander, Davis Tool Systems.